Right at the beginning, I said to myself, why do Lord of the Rings on stage? Fantastic novel, amazing films. Why go any further than that? Reading the novel, the world of Middle-earth and the story exists interior in your imagination, inside your head. And watching the film, you experience the world of Middle-earth as though through a giant window. What you can do in theatre is take the audience and lead them into Middle-earth, so they're physically present. And this was really the root of the idea for making this as environmental a production as possible, so that the stage design extends out beyond the proscenium arch and into the auditorium, and that when the audience arrives for the play, the auditorium itself will be in action. Cast members, hobbits will be around and about, bits of music being played. It'll be the atmosphere of the Shire. Only in theatre can you say, I was there. I was there during the Battle of Helm's Deep. I was there when it happened. This is a unique experience and a very exciting additional experience to the other two formats.
We're using all of the organic textures that we found, bark and trees, branches and leaves, and we're using that to create a sort of charming, idyllic little haven. That's not unlike some of the things we're playing with for the Shire.
We bravely tried to mould two very distinct styles together, which is the Finnish Northern European, brittle Northern European sound, and the very, I suppose, luxuriant Indian sound.
Now there's so much of things which separate a human being. Borders, religion, caste and color and all this stuff. When you listen to a piece of music, you never know all that. The piece of music is the answer for all those who divide the world. And when you listen to the music, you forget about who made it or what the process was.
People are asking what kind of music is your music? Is it world music or what is that? And I think it's a very hard question because I don't know the right answer. What is our music? Because we are doing that music with our heart and soul, and it's very hard to say is it world music or folk music or something. We just say it's Nerdiness music.
We have composed some music, and then set designer and the other people hear our music. They get some ideas, and then when we see their idea, then we noticed, okay, now we have to take a different angle here. Exactly. So that changes our work all the time.
Yeah.
So we have started the journey, but we don't know when it's gonna end.
There's going to be a lot of people who are skeptical. How can you possibly put those 3 huge films onto the stage? How can you possibly put 1,000 pages of text onto the stage in one evening? Bring us your imagination. I believe in the power of theatre to tell great stories, to tell huge epic stories, as it has since ancient times.
for the realm that once was thee. Moon, lament the end of the glory. None could prevent.
Can I sit with you? I was just wishing for a pipe, some good pipe weed. Warmer feet. Tell me about Gollum.
What Bilbo described him to you?
Well, in a way, but you called him Smeagol.
Well, once long ago, his name was Smeagol. And he was a hobbit, or something very like one.
Hobbit?
Well, a mortal who bears a great ring. He does not die, but neither does he obtain more life. He continues until in the end every moment is a weariness. The ring, it stretched out Gollum's lifespan and for centuries. And he became what he is now.
It's a pity Bilbo didn't kill him when he had the chance.
Pity. It was pity that stayed Bilbo's hand.
Pity for Gollum. He deserved to die.
Well, many that live deserve death, and some that die, they deserve life. Can you give it to them?
In the Princess of Wales Theatre in Toronto, Canada, after almost a year of pre-production work, with a cast of 65 actors, costing a whopping 30 million Canadian dollars, the 3.5-hour-long production opened February 4th, 2006. And it performed to a packed house every single night. But it was met with mixed reviews from the press
Wizards don't have families.
and had its final performance September 3rd, 2006.
Not in the way you mean.
It's a shame.
But this
You'd be
is
a
only
good
the
father.
beginning.
It is a sweeping epic based on beloved books that became a smash on the silver screen.
Now, after getting mixed reviews in its tryout last year in Toronto, the stage version of, yes, the stage version of The Lord of the Rings is opening in London's West End.
Robin Lee Weeks reports on hopes for the lavish, multi-billion-dollar musical.
I finally gave up trying to guess, so I just...
Yes, like
Lord of the Rings, probably the best fantasy story ever written. I've seen the films God knows how many times, and yeah, it would just be my dream to be in the play of it. And so when I heard about it, came along and going to do my best to hopefully get in.
I'm short,
and I've got fairly big eyes, I think, and I run a bit like a hobbit.
Ladies, if you'd like to come this way, have your photos and CVs ready and join the queue in front of us, please.
Saving you, I promise no good deed will I attempt to do
Well done. That's fine. That's all we need to see today. Thank you very much for coming in.
I was thrilled with the turnout. I thought it was fantastic when I got here just after 8 o'clock, this line going around the theatre. And, you know, for some people to turn up in the early hours of the morning, that shows a great determination and ambition. And you have to be hungry. You do have to be hungry, and you have to be dedicated. And ultimately you have to be focused, and you also have to have the talent. So you've got to be able to, for our point of view here, you've got to be able to sing.
Well done. Well done. That's all we need to see today. Thank you very much for coming in.
Well, yeah, it's quite exciting arriving today and arriving in the new rehearsal room, which is the same but slightly different to the one in Toronto. And it's nice to meet all the new people, and it seems like there's twice as many as there was in Canada, but that's obviously because there's lots of new faces. But it's very exciting, and it's good that it's the first day, and I'm looking forward to having a nice cup of tea before we start.
Long ago, when the world was green and hobbits were still numerous and prosperous, a curious event occurred in the Shire.
And 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Beat it down, beat it down.
So much nicer when you stand up. Yeah, it looks great as well. Yeah. Stand up. Yeah. Done. It's all done. Transition, stop. It needs to go slow. So you end up in it, but it takes all that time to get into it.
Ow!
You alright?
Yeah, I just hurt a muscle.
So?
I pulled a muscle.
You pulled a muscle?
Yeah, my neck.
Oh,
So my muscle's a bit better for me. Oh, that was good. It's the type of thing you have to keep repeating to get it right. But you need to get it to a good standard so that they can see how it will really look on the night. And if you don't get it to that standard, then they could easily cut whatever special thing you were going to do and like have you walking on and you know, instead.
And do you want to do it?
I want to do it. So I want to give it my best shot, and I got to work on my muscles and strengthening exercises.
Garden of light, haven of sound, forest
the orchestra here, the company first time, and the company here, the orchestra for the first time. So it's quite a tense time. It can be incredibly uplifting, and it can be scary, and you realise that the orchestrations don't actually fit what people are doing, and you make alterations and so forth. But that's actually, you just play through each number, and everyone gets a chance to do their thing. And it's a brilliant event actually, because it's really one of the only times that the company actually properly hear what the orchestra are doing, because when they're on stage they hear foldback. They're never sitting out front and get the full glory of it. They just hear bits that they need to hear in order to stay in time and in tune. So it's a really valuable thing, and it can also the way they perform, because they can perform to an orchestration.
Everybody, Alex, we've got to work out how to orientate the same time, weighing the same time every time.
Can I show you something once? Because I think there's a technique, because I want to show you a technique so you can control the spin without doing that whipping thing. So from here, you just give a little push. As you bring your arms in, you'll speed up. As you bring it out, you slow down. And in, you'll go faster. And out, you'll go down. As you go in, you'll go faster. As you go out, slow down to the front. And in. And you can do this all day. And if you arch back and turn, you can really control it.
Welcome to Bag End. We're at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, where The Lord of the Rings has finally been brought to stage. I'm Laura Michelle Kelly. I play Galadriel in the production, and today I'm going to take you behind the scenes to meet some of the guys that play a lot of the characters and find out how this huge production is brought to life. So now we're going to meet Malcolm Story, who plays Gandalf. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello, Laura.
So tell me about your character. Tell me a little bit about your role in this story.
Essentially, he's a storyteller. He links various episodes in the story, which he actually is largely due to a relationship which he has with a hobbit called Frodo. There is no question that he is a father figure, certainly to Frodo, because that is his main connection throughout the play. It is kind of to do with moral judgments, I suppose. So it's like a father explaining to a son.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
That's all right.
And enjoy the rest of your show.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
So these are the hobbits. They just come off stage, and we're going to come walk with them to the next entrance. Hello,
Hello,
guys.
what are you doing here?
Hello. Tell us about the parts that you're playing.
I play Peregrine Tuck, also known as Pip, and he's the baby of the group.
And
I'm Frodo Baggins, the ring bearer. I've just had a chat with Gandalf, and he's told me about the ring.
Yeah.
And we're taking it to Rivendell.
Okay, and what about you guys?
I'm Sam Gamgee. I'm Frodo's gardener, and
best friend?
And I become Frodo's best friend as the story goes on, yeah?
Merry and Pippin are like the comic relief, aren't they?
Yes, we are. we try and be anyway. Sometimes we're not, sometimes we are. We get it right, we are.
Yeah. And with Sam, Pete, Sam, tell us a bit about the choices you've had to make in the show as your character.
Well, Sam kind of ends up getting caught up in this journey with the three of them. He was very comfortable staying in the Shire and being part of this really simple lifestyle.
You have to leave your girlfriend, don't you?
He has to leave his girlfriend, he has to leave everything that's familiar, and he hasn't really got any ambition to be outside the Shire.
Your friendship with Frodo's really tested as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. He becomes, I mean, as he starts off as simply the gardener, and this friendship develops as they go on this journey.
Yeah.
And eventually, like Frodo's ability to kind of make decisions and to kind of carry the ring kind of begins to wane, and so Sam has to start kind of being a protector a little bit.
So these things look really difficult to move in.
They've got like wool layers and things, and then we've got the old fat suits.
They're hard to dance in.
Actually, they're not too heavy, are they? You do get
We
used to
rehearsed in them, and you know.
They really help make you look smaller, though, don't they?
Yeah, they squish
Change your proportions and stuff.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
brilliant how that works on stage.
It makes everyone look longer and leaner, and then the hobbits.
So you're about to make your next
it's
entrance, aren't
into
you?
the Prancing Pony for
Okay,
the
through the
dance.
audience.
Through the audience.
So well, good luck with your next.
All right.
Thanks very much. Oh, that sounds like us.
See you later. This is Wardrobe Village. The show has a staggering 500 costumes. There's a team of 28 wigs, wardrobe and makeup to ensure that all the quick changes go according to plan and make sure the cast are looking perfect. Tell us a bit about what characters you're playing.
We've just come off from being the Rangers of the North, which are a group of guys that roam throughout Middle-earth, and they protect the hobbits on their way to Rivendell.
Okay, now you're changing into orc costume. It's a quick change, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's one of the fun things about playing an orc?
Well, you get to go out into the audience. Steve goes out into the audience.
Which is very, very fun.
And are these costumes difficult to move in?
Quite, they can be. This thing particularly is quite stiff, so.
Because your show's quite physical, isn't it, the orcs?
Yeah, it is, yeah. We do a big Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep's the biggest scene, which has got a lot of jumping and acrobatics and gully fights through it all, and it's a big revolving staircase for most of it.
And of course you have to wipe the makeup on and off every time you come, but go back to being an orc, right? Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next person we're going to see is Stephen Miller. He plays Boromir. Let's talk to him. Tell us a bit about Boromir.
Boromir is the son to the steward of Gondor, the lands of men. His father's kind of been trapped under a spell of lethargy and enchantment, and his lands are being attacked. So when the council is held in Elrond's council in Rivendell, he has more the intention of trying to take the ring to use that as a leadership point and save his lands.
And you have a bit of a sad bit, don't you, in the show?
Yeah, he comes to a sad demise at some point in the show. I shan't let
And
anyone
now you're
out.
in the middle of a quick change too, aren't you?
Yes.
Rather exhausting show for you. So
It gets
thank
there.
you very much for talking to us.
You're welcome.
See you in a
Thank you.
minute. And this is Michael Terrio. Hello.
Hi.
You want to come back? So can you just tell us what you're doing here?
Yeah, I'm checking out my harness. My first entrance in the show is upside down, walking down the front cloth of the theater. So every day at this time, I have to check and make sure that my harness is in proper working orders.
Okay, so tell us a bit about your character.
Yeah, Gollum. Gollum. I kind of like to think of Gollum as kind of like a drug addict who desperately needs their fix. And in this case, the fix is the ring. And he's someone who had the ring at one point, and it was stolen from him. So he spends most of the story trying to get it back.
And do you think that the audience would sympathise with your character, Gollum?
I do. I think Gollum's, although he looks like a monster, he's a very human character with a lot of conflict, and I think the audience can relate to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go see Rosie and Jerome now.
Okay.
But have a good show.
Okay, thanks. See you.
So you two guys, you play the star-crossed lovers of the show. Can you tell me a little bit about your characters?
Strider is a ranger, and he's always been madly in love with Arwen, but she's an immortal, so it's a bit problematic.
And you're human,
And I'm human, and during the show we have this big romantic duet.
The climax of your love.
Yeah, Aragorn is really, really sad because he thinks that he will never have a life with Arwen.
To have immortality is a huge thing in Middle-earth, so for her to give that up
but it's all worth it for the love of each other, right?
Of course.
As you say, you choose brief joy.
Joy over. I can't remember.
Everlasting.
Everlasting loss, yeah.
Okay, well, lovely to see you guys. Maybe we'll see a bit of you later. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
There's always this tension just before a first night at all, no matter what production it is. And I keep going back to that and thinking, okay, every show I've done, things haven't been ready and people haven't felt 100% confident about certain things. And I just have to keep going back to that and thinking it's just the same. It's not, this is how it is in every show. You know, I was kind of expecting it to get cancelled tonight. Most shows have done that. On the first preview, it's usual that it gets cancelled. So, we'll see. It's going to be amazing.
Eight, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
Because it is the first preview, which means it's the very first time this production is played in front of an audience of any kind. Shoes. These are shoes. one day. Preview performances, as some of you may know, there's 4 weeks of previews on a show like this. That's the amount of time it takes to debug and get rid of the glitches on a show of this size. People here, back there, out there, all around this theatre. A phenomenal group of people who've been working for months now, and we are very delighted to have you tonight to share the story so far with you. Thanks for coming.
Bring the memories and the cherished wonders of live theatre away with you, enriched as they have all been over the last experiences of the 18 months. And so as we leave the stage and leave the actors to take the final bow, rise and celebrate London's The Lord of the Rings. Woo!